Alright, so right now what I have on the screen is basically what you should be looking at right now. Now what I want you to do immediately is click on this link right over here. And this is what's going to pop up. What this is your classwork page where you are going to input answers for me so that I know, number one, that you're paying attention to the videos that I've posted, and number two, to see if you are actually understanding the material. So it's a way for me to check, are you doing your work and do you understand the work? Now, the first thing I want you to do is to type in your email, and then we're going to just go back to the Google Docs template. So the reason why I have two things for you is for you to actually be able to write down things for me, as I stated below. Now, what the first thing that I have on the do now expectation is, it says to split your screen between this doc and the Align quiz. What I mean by the Align quiz is what we were just looking at. The classwork where you are typing in your answers is not an actual quiz, but it will be a classwork grade. So to split the screen, all it means is splitting your tab away from the other tabs. So I'm going to take this Google Doc tab and I'm going to split it and just remove it. And so it looks just like this. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the other classwork where you're typing in the answers. I'm just going to name this your answer section or the quiz section. So I'm going to take it and align it. So basically what you should see now is your Google Docs page and the aligned quiz page, as I wrote down in the classwork. The reason why I have you do this is that so you could easily see the questions and then type in the answers. So for example, you're going to see the do now, and we're already in the do now section, and you have the first question, did you watch the introduction video? So we are going to be a little bit tricky here, and this is for me to know if you actually watched the video. We're going to click no, okay? This is for me to know, were you actually paying attention and watching this video? So I'm going to just like trick you a little bit. This is how I know if people were not watching. Now, the second thing you're going to do is you're going to go to number 2 on the do now, and this is an actual math question, and it asks you what is the proportional relationship, or sorry, what is the constant proportionality of this table. But what I actually want you to do is answer the multiple choice question, which is what is the equation that represents this table. So if we look at this table, we know that the constant proportionality is 5, because if I'm looking at all of my x values, I am multiplying all of my x values by the same number, which is 5. So for example, 1 times 5 is 5, 2 times 5 is 10, 3 times 5 is 15, 4 times 5 is 20. There's a constant proportionality here because it's getting multiplied by the same number. And then I'm going to scroll to the side, and it asks me what's the correct equation that represents this table. So this document is meant for you to look at the question, and here it's meant for you to actually answer it. I'm going to put the answer y equals 5x. Okay, now we're done with the do now. We're going to move on to the virtual guided notes. Okay, cool. So today your aim is that you're going to learn how to name angles, and you're going to learn the names of specific angles and how many degrees certain angles sum up to. So it's kind of like the start of geometry a little bit. Now, here's the expectations for the virtual guided notes. You must have a notebook or a piece of paper. If you do not have one, please let me know. And then you're going to watch my videos and take down notes on the videos that I have for you. So for example, naming angles video is going to be about this section right over here, and you're going to write it down. Now usually I would have something to make sure that you actually are paying attention to this guided notes section, but only for the naming angles video. You will not have to fill in anything on this side. but you will on the next example. So here, example 2 is complementary angles. What you're going to see is you're going to click the video, and then, sorry, it's taking some time to load. You're going to watch me actually teach this lesson. So here is the section that we're at, complementary angles. And then if I skip a little, you'll see me actually writing down notes. I have this so that you can actually see or know how to take down notes on a piece of paper without having the guided notes that I usually give you. So that's why it's really important to have a paper and something to write with when you are watching these videos. Now once you're done with this video, you're going to go to the side and it tells you complementary angles are two angles that sum up to, and if you could see, it completely aligns with the classwork that you have. And I'm going to just input my answers. Again, this is for me to know, are you paying attention to my videos? And that's it basically. So I'm going to move on, go down to example 3, watch the video on supplementary angles, answer the question, and here I give you the questions. In the guided notes, I give you the question, or not the questions, I give you the answers. What I don't give you the answers to until you are done submitting the actual form is the independent practice. So the last thing I'm going to say is, for independent practice, you are actually going to work on this independently. There will be times where I'm going to post videos to help you with the independent practice or to help you start it. In this scenario, you are not giving a video because it's pretty simple. Again, if you have questions, you can let me know, but what you're going to do is on the side, you will see that the questions are perfectly aligned to the classwork over here. It's literally just meant for you to submit your answer. So for example, question 1A, which is right where you see here, these angles are, and I'm going to look at them, same question, just write, they are complementary angles. I'm going to try and finish independent practice, and then once I'm done with independent practice, I'm going to submit this form. Okay, now once you are done submitting, you are going to be able to look back and look at your answers. If you want to change your answers, that is totally okay, because that means that you are paying attention and you want to fix some of the work. Totally fine. Once you're done with everything, this is the last thing I'm going to say, you are going to turn this in. Okay, so you're going to click turn in. That is for me to know that you are done with the independent practice and you are done with this lesson, and then you are moving on, or you're done. You could work on iExcel if you want to. Now if you have any other questions, just feel free to let me know, but this is basically how it's going to look like every day when we are doing these online classes. You need both pages, and you should always have them right next to each other so you could easily go back and forth, type in your answers, and then go back to the next question or video. Alright, if you have anything else, please let me know. Again, at the end, do not forget to turn this in and submit this form as well.